what's going down. Tune into the best around. Voices ringing through the town. Women's thoughts and men's sound. Every week we gather here, 6 p.m. our voices clear. For a host so sharp and lead the way. Light your night and make your day. WIMP Podcast, listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right, so right. With a man's perspective looking so bright, so bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night, the night. Listen up, listen up, listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right, so right. With a man's perspective looking so bright, so bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night, the night. City's finest on the air, stories, laughter everywhere. Listen up, baby, you better pick a side. Come on, join us and take this ride. WIMP Podcast, listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right, so right. With a man's perspective looking so bright, so bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night, the night. Listen up tonight. When feels so right.
Oh shit! Who ordered some DoorDash? 3.5 tacos.
3.5 tacos. That mean you done ate what, 0.1? How y'all doing? New day. Today's date is Tuesday, September the 3rd.
It was the 3rd of September.
Don't. Man,
Don't nobody remember.
That song don't get enough credit. Welcome to WIMP Podcast, Women in the Wishing, Men's Perspective.
But this week we gonna change the name of it because
we ain't got no woman.
We ain't got
so
no
we
woman.
Imp.
No, we got a politician in here.
We got a politician.
It's gonna be this week in Missouri politics. He just came up with that, by the way.
Say that again, then. I like that.
This week in Missouri politics.
This week in Missouri politics. I like
T
that.
is like not in the acronym. It's invisible.
It's silent.
Yeah.
It ain't taken right now. We using it right now.
We're using it right now, dog.
Yeah. We ain't big enough to get sued yet. And if it do, we get right to it. Need to be publicized so our followers go up.
Yeah, we ain't gonna have nothing for you but some time served.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. And we gonna fight the hell out of it too.
Yeah.
We gonna fight the hell. But to my left, we got my brother, my partner. We got
Jamal. Keep it simple, man.
no Jamal. You always do that. I get the big old. I break it up here and you just be like Jamal, just flat line.
I'm Jamal, dog.
And myself, I'm Princeton Dude. And to my right, we got special guest of the day.
Up, Mr. Wiley Price, dog.
I'm Wiley Price.
Wiley Price. Give it up for him, man. Give it up for him.
You wonder who Wiley Price is? That's a former Missouri state rep. Like, he's a real politician. Dude that passed laws, wrote laws. What else you done did, man?
Just whatever a state rep does.
Stop being humble. Don't come here being humble. That's what happened last time. No more humbleness. We letting that go. We got how many
just
more
state
months we
rep
got
stuff,
this year?
man. You know, House and Senate action. You know,
What does a state rep do, brother?
3 months.
we make laws. We try to make our bills turn into laws. Same thing that the Senate does. The Senate holds a little bit more weight and influence because it's a smaller body, but you know that is the job. Making bills turn to laws. If you're not doing that, you're not really doing the job.
Okay. So how do you apply to be a state rep?
Apply.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait. You started. I don't even think we should start there. What made you want to do it? Because in school, that ain't no thing that we always say we want to be. So what made you? At what age did you decide this? What I want to do? You just gonna start them all the way in there.
Man, we was gonna work our way
You
around.
want to get them old, then go down like Benjamin Button. We about to Benjamin Button you.
I've always been 1 degree separation from politics. I've always been around politicians that was family, you know, uncle, auntie. So politics was never that far-fetched to me. You know what I mean? Politics. I mean, it's not that far fetched to anybody. Shouldn't be. Anybody can run. It's just a matter of standing in front of the community and them okaying you and them giving you the nod and saying you can speak for us or you can speak on our behalf. We align with the way you see things. And we need more people that's from the soil. We need more young folks involved in politics so we can influence more that directly affects the people that's coming behind us as opposed to being affected by the laws that are happening.
I want to jump right in, man. Tell me some laws you done passed or wrote or been a part of, dog, that's like real significant that everybody be like, dang, you did that?
Well, man, I wrote, been a part of a lot, and passed a lot. Pass is an interesting loose term that we use in politics because it takes 82 votes to pass a bill.
Right.
So it's not like I walked in there and was just like, this needs to be, you know what I'm saying? But I was an advocate for early voting. I was basically, my thing was all the voting laws and legalization of cannabis and a lot of criminal justice stuff. So just a lot of the stuff that directly affected the 84th district and the people of the 84th district. The voting deal was, my grandmother used to always complain about having to go down to the actual, ballot box and vote on Tuesdays. Yeah, and she just, that was always a thing for her. She was like, I should be able to vote this way, that way. So early voting was a big deal. At the time, the conversation was early voting, no excuse to absentee balloting, and automatic registration and same-day registration.
So around what time was that? Around what year?
2018 is when I came in. So I filed all this stuff in 2018 and then refiled it every year after.
So post Mike Brown, pre George Floyd type.
No, this is what year was George Floyd? 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, pre George Floyd. But yeah, and Mike Brown, I think, was the first time I'd ever heard people tossing around the word legislator. Get with your legislator. Get with your legislator. And I was just like, I don't really know what that is. I don't think they can help. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then I realized what a legislator was, and I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, the lawmakers. And that was kind of my aha moment for like, you really got to vote every 2 years. The every 4-year vote, not even for the people that make the laws. The every 4-year vote is for the executive branch.
Yeah.
The every 2-year vote is for the people that make the laws, and we don't know none of them. Yeah. Just as a culture, black folks usually don't know who their local legislator is.
Yeah.
Right.
We gonna know the mayor, we gonna know the governor, we gonna know the president. That's the executive branch. I mean, that's the executive branch. You know what I mean? Right. Unless an alderman is making news, you don't really know. And then it's like the only time you want to throw an alderman name around is when it's something negative. So with that being said, in my opinion, the legislative branch is the most important branch to black folks because we are the most negatively affected by law. So we should be the most informed about it.
Yeah.
And so we should know the people that we send in to speak for us on behalf of us and making these laws. That's our responsibility as grown-ups, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? When you get grown for real and you talking this, I pay bills, all right, cool, that's what you do inside your home, but what are you doing for your community? Voting is something that you do for yourself and your community. Knowing who your people are that are speaking for you on your behalf, to make these laws to get your people locked up, it's part of your responsibility. Power to the people.
Yeah, because that's what we'd do. We'd go out there and vote for the president and vice president, think that's it, then get mad when something didn't happen. Yeah,
not know nobody on the
2 years is that's the main thing you need. Because these presidents going to give you the same thing they've been giving you, whether it's a woman, man, black, white. They give you the same thing you've been giving you. But
and that's what creates the attitude of voting don't do nothing.
Yeah.
Or voting don't mean nothing because
you're voting
on a national level.
Yeah.
Like you're not voting locally.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
And
You're not voting for the school board. You're not voting for mayor. You're not voting for alderman. You're not voting for state rep. You're not voting for senate. You're not voting locally.
Yeah.
So of course you feel like you unaffected by it. My vote don't mean nothing. Of course you don't even know when the vote directly affects your front door. So oftentimes it's just about the education piece that we need. They took civics out of the high schools, so a lot of folks don't even understand how this works. But the local elections affect the state elections, and the state elections affect the national elections. So it's all influenced. And I don't even really discuss national elections because then you got to get into the electorate, and then it just gets really people have a lesser understanding of that, so they become more turned off by the process. But look, man, local election is like voting for prime king and queen. Most votes win. It's that simple. Like, you know what I mean? And I've seen local elections, especially for aldermen or these small munis, these little municipalities. I've seen them won and lost by 5 votes.
Yeah.
So, like, your vote really do matter in them areas.
Speaking of that local thing, we just had one that was kind of big, local, national attention with the Wesley Bell, Corey Bush saga or whatever.
Sure.
A lot of people looked at Wesley Bell like he did something wrong for taking campaign money. Do you feel like he was in the wrong for accepting money from a group of people?
That's a good one right there, though.
So,
Yeah, that's a good one. He had to swallow for that one. He didn't take a positive.
nah, because it's a greater conversation that black folks need to be having in regards to this particular seat, because it's a lot of history that, like, people me and your age don't really respect or recognize. And, like, it's a bigger piece to, like, just, oh, he took some money. It's deeper than that. To me, for me.
Okay,
for
yeah,
me.
yeah, put it down because you know they don't break it down so we can understand it. They just
Okay,
put it
so
out there.
everybody know Lacey Clay,
Yeah,
but people in our generation don't really know or respect how heavy his daddy Bill Clay was.
Right.
So Bill Clay, so that CD1, Congressional District 1, was one of the first ever created minority majority congressional districts.
okay.
Feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, so it was a heavy black majority in that.
Exactly, but they created for that purpose. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yo, this is majority minority. You feel what I'm saying? A part of that history was Mr. Clay creating the Black Caucus.
Oh,
He was one of the founding fathers of the Black Caucus.
Okay.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? So that's one of the first times that black folks in American history really set themselves apart to have a political voice within Congress.
Okay.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's the heaviness of the seat, in my opinion.
Okay.
So I think that when you have, because cats don't even really know what they're saying. They just like, oh, he took some money. And then when you ask them, like, well, what money did he take? Well, some money. And it's like, simply put, when non-black interest organizations are funding black seats, it's like those people are picking our leaders.
Gotcha.
And that's the root issue that I'm having with, like, the whole situation. Because I have a relationship with Wesley Bell, got a relationship with, that's just the nature of the business. You're going to have a relationship with these people. You work with them every day. Or, you come across, y'all be in the same room. I hope that he goes up there and he does a great job, and I hope he does amazing things specifically for, minority folk in CD1. We don't have anything to do with, wars across the way. Like, that's a conversation that's really too heavy for most people to have. They don't really have enough information to really have those opinions or have those conversations. And then it's just it's a losing war when you have organizations that have the ability to come into your neighborhood, drop their money, and say, hey, if you want to get this bread and you want to take this person out, we'll fund it. So, like, therein lies the root cause. And I think that flies in the face of what Mr. Clay did in regards to being able for us to have our voice.
I got you.
And so it's not just, for me, it ain't just, oh, he took some money, that's crazy.
Because they all gonna take some money. Somebody gonna fund your
What's
campaign.
taking money, though?
But I'm saying
Like,
somebody gonna fund.
right, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, either you getting money from the neighbor, we can't fund ourselves.
Exactly.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, these campaigns ain't run off prayers and you know what I'm saying, and thoughts. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
All these
Like,
commercials gotta get
things
bought.
have to happen. Like,
yeah.
you feel what I'm saying? So, like, what's taking money? Like, you know what I mean? And that's like the other part to that is that when people use these terms, they always try to paint politicians as like these negative folks. It's just like, bro, you don't really understand what anybody is up there trying to do. You really don't know who the players are. Even the people that you champion are taking money by the way that you're saying it.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So I think, again, it's just the education piece. People need to understand why, like, okay, if you don't like him taking money, why don't you give him some money? Why don't you put together a group? You feel what I'm saying? Why don't you put together a group and y'all fund y'all own people from the neighborhood and y'all put them up for aldermen, and you find out how much it costs to run an aldermanic campaign. It's not cheap. You find out how much it costs to run a state rep campaign. It's not cheap, and it gets progressively more expensive the higher the position because you got to reach a broader crowd. you got to reach a bigger district.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Think about how much it costs. You ever mailed some shoes or something?
Yeah.
You ever mailed some shoes to somebody? Right? Or whatever. You ever mailed something to somebody, right? How much did that cost?
Next day, it's gonna add like $75 insurance.
$75, like
Okay.
$27. You got the shoes
For
you
next day?
Yeah.
What? It depends on how much it weighs.
You got the shoes you're getting.
I'm just saying.
Bell bottom shoes, the fish in them.
Whatever, right? So whatever that is, right? So now I got to send mail to everybody in the district.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm
You're
saying?
talking about them little
Yeah, them little, you feel what I'm saying?
Even
Yeah,
the
because
signs in the yard cost.
like everything
Yeah.
has a cost associated with it, and unless we're getting something, what's the term? I'm slipping on the term, but
some free shit, basically.
yeah, but we got to report that.
Damn.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this person gave us this on the strength.
We ain't
and
pay
like,
this nigga nothing to be here, so don't be looking
Like-
at this. What's up, Tiff?
Yeah,
We
think
ain't pay-
Wimp then got put on.
Yeah. And we got a
So-
question in the chat. It said, ask them if the Venezuelans coming over here for real.
That's what?
What's the Venezuelans? I've
They
been
talking
seeing that
about they talking
online.
about the Venezuelans in Colorado. I heard the Hells Angels was on top of that. So if they let the Hells Angels get on top of that, yeah.
They ain't coming here.
They ain't
Yeah,
coming
if
here.
they make it to Missouri, man, they may God be with them.
They'll
You know
be
what
on
I'm
the
saying?
south side.
They ain't gonna take over no south
They
side.
ain't taking over. No, they just gonna go on Little Cherokee.
Somebody said, Rossi said if he helped with weed, he all right with me.
And tell us about that, bro. You brought the marijuana cannabis bill up. Tell
Cannabis
us how-
bill,
tell us what you put in on that.
2704. If you type in, I guess, if you Google HB 2704, Missouri, a bunch of information will pop up about that. That was during the time when Democrats were definitely in the minority,
On the marijuana
but
laws.
I saw an opportunity to create some conversation that will hopefully spawn something greater within our own community. And I think that just the opportunity was missed for minorities and people that were directly affected, negatively affected by the legalization, the illegalization of cannabis, to really be able to create some generational wealth there. And I think that also was because they played on our lack of intelligence. They used a bunch of big words that people was like, yeah, expungement, that's great. And it was like, free the herb, right, bro? And it's just like, yeah, but they locking us out. We don't have any opportunity to really like embrace this the way that we should,
Yeah.
right? And so I think it was just a missed opportunity to do it within the legislature would have been great, but doing it within the initiative petition with IP is what is considered an IP, and that's where they have you sign
Imperial
it.
Palace?
That's what, that's where they have you sign the board or whatever,
Yeah, I got you.
right? You know what I'm saying? People come to you and they're like, yeah, you sign this, we're trying to get this law going. You gotta get so many signatures. Those signatures got a
People that be
mouse.
standing out in front of the gas-
Yeah, but
grocery
that all
store
again,
signing
it's a
this.
cost associated with that. There has to be an organization that's willing to, get behind whatever the legislation is, right? Right now, abortion is the big deal. So some organization came in, paid people to stand out there with them boards, get those signatures, took those signatures to the Secretary of State. Secretary of State went through all the names in the list and the addresses, made sure everything was legit, said, okay, the people have decided that they want to see this thing on the ballot, right? And that's how it works. It's that simple. That's real democracy, right? That way you don't have to wait for the folks in the legislature to decide to do nothing. We just made the call. We got the signatures.
You dropping some shit.
Here we go, right? So that was how they passed cannabis. I think the cannabis should have been passed through the legislature. The things that I had in 2704 really, it was a completely comprehensive piece of legislation. It covered everything, and it made sure that everybody was taken care of. Women, black folks, and anybody that was negatively affected by cannabis. And we just really missed the mark. We could have sent a clear message,
Yeah.
and we didn't. We missed the opportunity to do that because everybody was just like, this is the closest we'll ever be. And it's just like, nah, we'll have another opportunity to vote, y'all. Like, it's cool. But again, just
Go back to the education you talking
go
about.
back to the education piece, bro. You can put a bank in the middle of the neighborhood, but you got to tell people why it's a credit union and how it can help the neighborhood before they even start robbing and stealing out of it.
So question. So even though the bill was passed, was it passed under the law, the 2704?
No, it wasn't passed.
So if it would have been passed on that, the other stuff would have came with it. But
Yeah,
since
all
they
of
passed
it,
it
exactly.
after
Played
that,
it with-
none of that stuff.
The IP was
Yeah.
a shell of what I had in there. You feel what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
It was rich. Like
Right.
it had substance.
That's
Depth.
crazy. They passed it after that.
Yeah,
and
but
they
once
kicked out
that
everything
it
that you
was
wanted
the same.
to help.
You know, there are theories that it was the same lobbyists that helped kill it inside the legislature. Was the same group that helped push the IP
We don't want you.
because there were people that were.
No,
you know
no,
what I'm saying?
I'm talking about him.
No, he needs to because
like-
a lot. That's what
like-
we slack at as young black
Yeah,
people.
man, we gotta go home. Man.
So-
We don't want that motherfucker to open the door.
So you had opposing forces working for the IP because the IP directly was going to help a specific group of people.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's why you ain't seen none of us really in that world. You know what I mean? When
Right.
they had these conferences and all of that, you don't see no whole bunch of us there.
I sure was waiting on Mother's Fish to have a dispensary right next
Oh,
to it.
Yeah,
man.
or something.
Motherfucker.
You know, somebody. You know what I
Hey, you
mean?
know that was my
Get
first
you a
job.
plate.
That was
So
my
there's a
first
bunch
job.
of legislation
That was my
right now.
first
I
job.
mean, there's a bunch
Yeah,
of.
the one on Natural Bridge.
For real?
Yeah, it was Sean Hardman.
Damn.
My first job, Mother's Fish. Shout out to Mother's Fish on Natural Bridge. Used to be there, rest in peace. Hey, both my life. Positive shot. That's when you're supposed to have yours. You ain't get on no water?
Here, man.
Yeah, you want water?
Nah, this ain't even, bro.
Positive shot.
Oh my God, this ain't the right water.
Nah, it's not,
It ain't
bro.
Fiji.
You know
It
what I'm
ain't
saying?
Hey, man, he might know some shit
It's
we don't know
not, bro.
about.
Yeah,
Water,
and that's
man.
purified water. And when they purify water, they take all the minerals out the water. But it's still water,
You
so
a vegan?
water don't. Nah, I ain't no
You a
vegan.
politician.
Damn, bro, I just
no,
can't
I'm
know.
saying-
You know what I'm
you
saying?
saying about
This
the
was
liquor,
wrong.
the
See, this
water.
was wrong with
Do you
us
even
now,
pork?
bro.
Do you
Like you
even-
one of
you
them,
cannot eat
bro.
pork.
You one of them.
Do you-
Somebody walking here
No,
with a suit. You like, oh, you just came from court.
Do you eat beef
Like,
and
you know
pork?
what I'm saying?
Do
Like,
you eat
get
beef
outta
and
here,
pork?
bro.
You better not
Like,
say
somebody died. You just came for a funeral.
No, because you said
Like,
something.
dude just can't be in a suit.
You
Like,
said
you know what I'm
something
saying?
about
I can't just know something about water. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Do you
Like,
eat beef and
get
pork?
out of here, man.
No, you better.
Like, you ridiculous, bro. Like, you know what I'm
You
saying?
eat beef and pork?
What do you mean?
I'm asking you.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because you ain't gonna drink out liquor or water. Don't tell me you do. You dead high on the liquor and the water, but you eat beef and pork.
I don't eat beef or pork.
Okay. What you eat? If you don't mind
You a
asking. Chicken,
Democrat
turkey,
or
fish?
Republican?
Everything else, I don't eat beef or pork.
Okay,
It's a
chicken,
bunch
turkey.
of stuff on earth to eat.
Chicken, turkey, fish.
Nah, fish a little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Democrat or Republican? Straight from the chat. What up, Rasta?
I mean,
They trying to put you in the game.
Oh,
yeah,
shoot. Oh,
I
shoot.
What
guess.
hood you represent?
When I was in office, I was under the Democratic Party. But I mean, I kind of prided myself in positioning. Well, see, we had a very interesting situation when I was there. The numbers. It's a numbers game. I told you it takes 82 votes to pass a bill. So when I was there, I think when I came in my freshman year, it was like 44 Democrats. We were the super minority.
Okay.
But there was like 22 black reps. So like I was able to position the black rep or the black caucus as its own kind of party, more or less, because if you split us down the middle, it was kind of like they had just as much pull. We had just as much pull as the Democratic Party did. You feel what I'm saying? So it was the Republicans, the black caucus. And
So
the
you
Democratic
gotta,
caucus.
like, I know it's more parties than that, but why don't more people join the other parties and they just jump in?
Ain't no
and
power
one
in
or
that.
two. Ain't no power, so you
And the
just be
power. I
wasting
mean,
your time.
it's people that are like, you know, libertarian, like for real, but they go run under the Republican flag because the way we got our system set up, you got to get a Republican ticket to punch the box. Names on the ticket. You're not gonna go and ask for a libertarian ticket because you got to punch all these other names on the Republican ticket. You feel what I'm saying? So
they got the power, so you got to get down with one of them, even though your beliefs might not be fully.
yeah, but
know
if
what
you
I'm
feel
saying?
like, you know, well, I probably get more done going into this ticket, and that's why people switch parties because the power of the party switches. Eric Greitens used to be a Democrat. I don't know if you remember Governor
Eric
Greitens,
Wright,
but
Easy.
huh?
This
Easy?
guy. Yeah.
You said Eric Wright?
Eric Greitens.
Oh, he the governor that went to jail or something, didn't
No, he didn't go to jail. He just
he? He got in trouble.
he had to step
Something.
Do y'all got any questions for Mr. Wiley today? If y'all do, please type it in. Let's also see why girls don't drink that water. Next time we gonna bring you back and we're gonna have some different water for you.
I just want some spring water.
All right, we
bro.
got
Just
you, we
regular
got
old
you, dog, we
spring
got
water. You
you.
know, Ice Mountain will work. I'll ride regular old Ice Mountain.
We got a spring right there in the bathroom. If you
Right,
turn
right.
it, it's spring right out.
It's nothing fancy. It's just the $1 bottle, boy.
I got a question, bro. Like, who we need to talk to about making it easier to get license plates because the temp tag epidemic, it seems to affect a certain segment of the city, and that's the little thing they use to lock us up, and people be having 3-year-old temp tags, and we just trying to see how can we get that barrier that's blocking us from getting
What is the
registered.
barrier?
Are you saying because the tax is so high?
Man, yes.
What is the barrier?
The barrier is the sales tax that they know that costs more than the car sometimes.
I say
so
Illinois.
what-
For his people.
Right. So if you get rid of the
The
sales
tech
tax,
community.
right? If you get rid of the sales tax, what supplements that?
I don't know.
That
Texas
money.
do it. A lot
So
of
what's
stuff.
supplementing in Illinois?
I'm asking. Like, I don't know, bro.
Yeah,
I
me-
don't work in
uh,
Illinois. You
uh.
live in Illinois, nigga. You tell me.
I done been there 5 years. I just know I don't pay the stuff y'all pay.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't pay the stuff y'all pay. I don't know. Just you so aggressive today. Gee, what do you bring this aggressive manner for? I'm expecting peace and
I'm
learning.
just saying, like,
Jeez.
so I'm
I
saying,
mean,
like,
he's still
the
a real
issue-
nigga. So.
the-
Yeah, like,
issue
do he
is
do
that
online courses? God, shit.
The issue is that you know,
You
like,
thought he had some of this.
that's a source of funding that we ain't really figured out
Why
how to
gotta be
replace.
so high though? We can pay it, but goddamn, can we figure out another fraction to bring it down a bit?
Look, that's not something that I'm really well versed in, or
Yeah,
that I
that's-
know enough to really go into for real like that.
They should add
But-
that's what he said a good one. They should add the payments inside the whatever your place is, put it inside your car note.
Yeah, like spread
Or-
it out.
yeah.
And, what they call that?
Yeah, but I mean,
Dispersion.
still, like, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
But like the rebuttal to that is like, but we still have repossessions. So like,
Now you're
that
repossess
doesn't
the car with
guarantee
some
that doesn't
fresh
guarantee that
plates.
the money is coming back anyway.
And stop using people in Illinois address to get y'all plates.
I was just finna ask, man. Since
Nah,
you
y'all
in
can,
Illinois,
y'all can. I got you, dog.
Can we use
I mean,
yours?
no, I wouldn't do that. Yeah.
But we could though. Not
Yeah,
saying we
could.
would,
could,
but we
yeah.
could.
If we
Okay.
wouldn't lie, I wouldn't say nothing.
Okay.
Like, that's just.
Hey man, you got a lot of colleagues in the politician world. Who the hell thought it was a good idea to put a circle on Natural Bridge and put that little island in the middle?
The cops,
They can't make no laws like that.
they had
I
to have a
think
say
that-
so
I
because
think
all
that
those
was somebody
no
that
speed trap. Because
I
people
know-
kept not
I
getting.
know better than to say
There's a lot of car
anything
accidents.
crazy about.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot. You do got to work with these people.
There's a lot of car
What do you
accidents.
mean? Like, there's some people that I just have the utmost respect for, and they can do anything, and I'm gonna just be like, oh well, they did it.
Man, they messed Natural Bridge up, bro. I came back from.
There was a lot of accidents over there.
That's what
still
I'm
is.
saying, but I'm saying like this how we sound. They messed Natural Bridge up. Did they?
Yeah, we like
So
it.
this
we like
is
it
what my granny
Negro.
used to say. This is my granny to say. Y'all always want to tear a fence down, but y'all don't want to know why it was put there in the first place.
I mean, I'm
Then when you
coming-
tear the fence down, everybody go to sleep. All the wolves come in from down the hill.
His positive measure eating aggressive.
You feel what I'm saying?
Positive shot, dog.
Man,
Positive shot.
Positive shot.
like-
I love it. I love it. I
Don't
love
be
it.
making me
So-
think over
so-
here, dog.
so I got a question for you.
Damn, that's a good one.
The next 2 years, what are your goals? You plan on running, or
I'll probably move into more of a lobbying position. I think I can be just as effective in that position, and just obviously I have the relationships. I worked there for 4 years. Most of the people are still there. Consulting, lobbying, these are things that are just as effective in politics as pushing the button and making the vote.
Yeah.
Because you are convincing these people of why they should push the button to make the vote. You're not just when. Arguably, it's more influence because when you're pushing the button, you're one vote, and when you're lobbying, you can influence more than one vote, right? That right now, there's a bunch of different issues that are alive and well in the state of Missouri that need to be addressed, but there are different ways to in different positions to attack that from.
what y'all say? What question we got? Since y'all ducked, what was your
What was your question, Rich Kid?
what was his question? Since y'all ducked the question? What they finna do with education?
I think he was talking about the Angels. Who were them Angels he was talking about? The Hells Angels.
Hells Angels.
Yeah, the
Yeah, the Hells-
motorcycle gang, man.
White boy, whatever.
He talking about angels. He talking about angels in the outfield. Like they doing a part two.
They supposed to go handle it or whatever.
Yeah, so what's the deal with the St. Louis Public School? Why it seem like, I know that ain't your thing, but I'm pretty sure you got a little more insight than just
I mean, I got a little insight, and it's not my thing because obviously I was the state, so I don't really.
But
know
why they always
about
seem to
local
have
issues
problems
in depth.
just year after year, bro?
First of all, they're not fully funded. First of all, secondly, their competition is now all these different charter schools, and they're allowed to get funding from all these different places that the St. Louis Public Schools are not allowed to get funded from,
Damn,
and they
okay.
get a small piece of the St. Louis Public School pie.
Oh, damn.
So like you both underfunding them and then giving some of their money away to other entities that are funded just fine, really, in my opinion. And then you like making them the competition, and you putting charter schools out there like, well, parents should have choice. And it's like, well, parents wouldn't need choice if y'all just put the money where it's supposed to go, and we just invest in what we got in front of us.
And that's why the hell Beaumont closed.
I mean, we also got a population issue, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Beaumont couldn't have stayed open because it was only like 150 kids in there. It was like the whole second floor wasn't being used or something crazy. Like, so like a lot of the issues that we be trying to make like, oh, this is sometimes it's like, hey, we don't have nobody in this neighborhood no more that is attending this school. Like, you know, after 20 or 30 years of it becoming called all these negative names.
Illinois, you should be
like,
staying
you know what I'm
on
saying?
Grand.
While you trying to talk about Beaumont.
First of all, I'm a Beaumont alumni.
It
We
don't
need to get
matter,
us
bro.
back
Like,
open.
it
That's
don't
what we
matter.
gotta do.
You took your talents to South Beach,
Yeah, you
across
all
the water.
Illinois.
Like, you know
Hey, I
what I'm
did,
saying?
I don't know.
Like,
Did
yeah,
I
like,
know?
you know what I'm saying?
Did I know?
Burn his Beaumont
Fun
jersey,
shot.
bro.
Hey, I
Burn
did.
his Beaumont jersey, man.
Hey, forever.
You know what I'm saying?
Beaumont forever, like the Temptations.
Yeah,
So
Beaumont.
I got a question for you. Since we're on that topic, when you said about the funding, so because I seen a few things when they say some of the lottery money does go to schools. Does that hit the public schools or no?
Look, it's my opinion that
You know what I'm talking about though, don't you?
yeah, and like, you know, they gonna say everything. Like, they gonna say the new gun control bill or the new abortion bill. You can put some money in, or the new, you know, realistically, sports betting. We can take some of the sports betting money and put it towards education. And it's just like, why do we keep trying to have all these supplement payments for education when we got a $53 billion budget and we could just fund education? You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
how
We
much
don't
money
need to
they
keep
got
coming
on?
with all these trick plays.
We got so much
to
money.
get some more money into education. Like, that's y'all want to stop crying for real? Educate people.
Yeah,
It's that simple.
yeah.
Like, you really want to stop people from climbing through your window, make them feel like, hey man, I ain't got time to be doing that, bro. I'm going to Florida A&M next year.
Yeah.
I'm going to Alabama A&M next year. I'm going to Clark Atlanta next year. I'm going to, you feel what I'm saying? Like, y'all go ahead. I'm gonna be here.
Feed
And if
that
they really
brain.
your homies, they're gonna be like, hey, we finna go hit this move. Hey, you stay here, schoolboy, or whatever cool name they want to call you. You feel what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
if them really your mans, they know you got to move, and they know they ain't making no move. They shouldn't be taking you on no move.
And they bring back like teen centers. That's what we had growing up, where you can box there. You had pool tables and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, all of that's
They-
relevant
they should
too.
make-
Like,
yeah.
you know, there was this stat that went around that was like, I think like 80% of the crime that happens in St. Louis happens between 3:30 and 8 o'clock, or 3:30 and 9 o'clock, or something like that. It's just like, that just means moms ain't home, bro.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So like, and when mom's just trying to get some bread, like, who you gonna argue with? You know?
I got a question for you, taking out the local, because you did speak about war a little bit in when you was talking. Like, do you just paying attention, not like nothing personal what you see, just paying attention to what you see with your insight on politics, do you feel like something looming? Like, because we'd had all these computer glitches, the social security numbers leaking.
I mean, you look, I came up in the world of like, something always looming, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the game that they play. Like, you know, we too young for the Cuban Missile Crisis, but that was a real thing that happened. Like, we was seconds away from a straight nuclear war. I don't know if y'all know about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but that was just Cuba and JFK.
How long
all
ago
that.
was that? That was
The
70s,
60s. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, and then, you know, during our lifetime, bro, you remember Y2K?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, everybody was freaking out. Like, the whole world gonna shut down at midnight. It's like, so conspiracy theories always gonna say something little. I ain't got time to really be tripping off that, bro. I got too much in front of me. I ain't really. If something happened, may God bless them, because the United States Navy is for real.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually what makes us a world power, is that we got these cities on water that got nuclear subs underneath them, and then we got 4 or 5 F-22s and 18s flying over top of them. I think we got like 16. The next closest country to us has 5. It's China. Like, so we would just post up outside your country. So I don't.
You sound like you know what you're talking about, man.
I'm saying, like, we, bro,
You
like,
must
over,
play Call of Duty a lot.
bro. I mean, Scott Air Force Base, they're not playing over there.
Straight up.
They're not playing over there.
That's
like,
right.
you
That's
get what I'm
right,
saying?
Bob.
Like,
That's
so,
right,
like,
Bob.
they're
Where I
not
stay
like,
also.
and that's right here. Like, you know what I
That's right,
mean?
where I
Like,
stay at.
so
Safe
we, Missouri, Illinois is very for real. Like, so I'm not, you know, and then we so far inland, I'm not worried about nothing happening to us.
Yeah.
So I don't waste my time considering that or tripping off that.
Just on the analytical, you know what I'm saying? Like
on
like
the
looking at a
analytical,
sports
it's something
game
looming right now. It's something happening right now,
Right.
and they stopping it right now.
right now.
Somebody-
Right now.
Somebody just asked 2 questions. Rich Kid says, Wesley Bell is a prosecutor. Ask him, do he work in courts also?
What's the what?
He said Wesley Bell is a prosecutor. Do you also work in courts?
No, I don't work in courts at all. Yeah, Wesley Bell is definitely the prosecutor.
Yeah.
Shout out to him for that child support thing he did. He did something. I forgot.
The
but
next question
he
was,
did something good too.
why the city and county don't want to become one? Would that be better or worse in his opinion? Yeah, that's a self-explanatory thing.
And what way, Illinois, Illini? Tell me.
First of all, it goes back. So now I don't want to get too deep in it, but it goes back to like segregation. If you got to ask yourself, do you think segregation really helped us or did it hurt us? I feel like it hurt us because we was doing so good together. But when they did that, now you separate. Now I want to be
desegregation.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I said.
You said segregation.
No, you said segregation.
Well, y'all both want to correct me. I'm gonna say y'all right then. That's what we're gonna do. Y'all want to team up together.
It's on the tape.
That
We
was
just
it.
let
We
you know.
ain't gonna
I want
edit
you to
it.
speak your
Edit-
thing.
edit
Go
it.
ahead.
Yeah.
Your thing. Go ahead.
So I don't think they should. I mean, what do you say when he said that? I don't.
All right, I'm gonna jump in here.
You want to jump
so-
before I finish? Go ahead
I mean,
then.
you
Maybe
wait.
it's the water talking because
Yeah,
it's purified.
That's your last
It ain't
positive
Fiji.
shot. So you saying it did? Okay, so there are pros and cons in my opinion, right? In my opinion, city and county should merge, but it shouldn't be done in the way that they were suggesting it should be done. Right? They missed out on a lot of softballs, in my opinion, and then the stuff that they like were hardcore about, it didn't even make sense, right? So they wanted to make Stinger at the time, who was the mayor, so the county executive at the time, they wanted to make him the mayor for like the next 6 years, I think, until 2024, until they figured out some stuff, right? And then they were going to have like a 7-man council that were going to be like the aldermen for like this huge areas. And then the first group were going to be handpicked by Stinger.
Real
The other
nepotistic
issue,
going on here.
and the other issue was that the county, there was nothing in there about like who was going to. So anytime there's an acquisition made, right, and business otherwise, right, there's always a discussion about credit and like what's owed, accounts payables, right, who's going to
'Cause
pay
everybody
that
got
debt,
debt. Yeah.
right? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
That goes along into the acquisition. The
I'm
county
listening.
didn't want to pay the debt of the city, so we $750 million in debt, and they was like, "Yeah, nah, we're not paying that. Well, we will take the responsibility, the political responsibility."
And we want
So-
that Rams money.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, well, let's talk about the Rams money. That's $1 billion, right? But $1 billion seems like a lot of money
Nah.
to like the regular dude.
Yeah, I got you,
but
too.
like, I know that that's only 1 year budget to run the city. You feel what I'm saying? So like, even if we get the Rams money, and then you pay off our debt with that, that just leaves us with $250 million. That's $250 million. And then that's not even enough to run our city for a full year. So it's just not a lot of money that they're offering us to even get it done.
So it's a good idea, but you saying the deal on the table just wasn't it. They got to go back and restructure some shit.
Yeah, it would be a good idea because right now St. Louis is struggling with a population issue, and there's really no incentive. Like what, in my opinion, the administration needs to be doing is creating incentives for people to come back to the city and to live in the city. And if that's tax breaks, or if that's sales tax breaks, or property tax breaks, or whatever it is, are creating a greater SLPS and making that a national model again. When that was first created in the 50s, man, it was a national model.
Yeah, first black high school west of the Mississippi had something.
All of that, bro. All of that. Like, these are legacies. Like, you know what I'm saying? We just gotten away from that, but it's not, it's not impossible to make that turn back. Anyway, with that being said, we having a population issue in the city. I think it's only 270,000 people left in the city. It used to have almost 1 million residents living in the city.
I think what the people
Now
in
we got like a-
1950 somewhere in there, and they've been going down ever since.
Yeah, it's just been, you're right, exactly. And we were hovering around 300,000 for a while, but then we just took another job just after the turn of the century.
Goddamn Texas
this
took all our people.
This new census just basically was just like, we got a population issue. Anyway, with that being said, if you count the entire metropolitan area, like that takes us out of like the most dangerous and all of that and the most violent, because that's done on a 1 to 100,000
Yeah,
or the 1 to 100
ratio, yeah, type
ratio,
shit,
right?
yeah.
So like, people really think it's like super crazy in St. Louis, and I'm like, we had 153 murders last year. They had 153 murders last month in Chicago. Like, it's not like you think it's the way it's being advertised because y'all don't understand the ratio that they're using to come up with this, the metric they're using to come up with this
most
number.
people don't. I understand what you're saying, but most people don't.
Yeah.
I think they should merge the county, St. Charles, East Side, all of that.
That'll mess them.
We'll be much
That'll mess
bigger.
them people up.
We'll be much. But I'm saying that's how the news.
I like to see it. I just want to see their reaction.
I mean, that's the metropolitan area, right?
Yeah, that's how the news and the radio.
Yeah.
That's how they look at it. Like, hey, we got this many people we can reach in this
Right.
radius. They don't cut off the East Side Channel 2. Look at it like, hey, we got viewers over here. We try to break it down in pieces and get territorial over some shit we don't own and be like, you ain't from over here. This we ain't this.
So the other part of that is that the city and the county always switch back and forth from who has the better like credit rating. Like they got a AAA plus credit rating, we got a AAA credit rating, right? And then nobody wants to step up or step down from that credit rating. So like every 50 years we have this debate and it's the same thing. Sometimes the county's better than the city and the city don't want to take it. So let me not just talk like, the city is the victim, you know what I'm saying?
So cities and towns and all that can have bad credit?
Yeah, like, you got a credit rating. That's what the comptroller do. The comptroller basically keeps our credit up. Like, make sure, like, she's like, yo, if you do this, this is going to bankrupt us. We're not doing this.
So
like,
what does that affect?
Everything, like what the city is able to build on. So, and then the other thing is that St. Louis is really proud of being a city not within a county. Like, and cats don't really understand that. That's where, like, the legacy of, like, wow, you a county motherfucker.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, even people that don't look like us say, he lived in the county.
Yeah, right.
Like, you know what I mean? That we're one of two cities in the country that is a city not within a county.
Baltimore, the other one?
Baltimore is the other one. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Miami's in Dade County, Fort Lauderdale's in Broward County, Chicago's in Cook County.
Inglewood is in L.A. County.
L.A. County, yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's St. Louis City. It's St. Louis, and that's why the soccer team is called City.
That's a dope name, by the way.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and because we pray, it's the pride is so deep in being the city.
Gotcha.
Like y'all went out there. Now we are the city, so it's deep history, deep rooted history in the city of St. Louis, and so there's a lot of that mixed up in the pot of the city-county conversation too. But that's never really talked about because people really don't understand the history of like the city.
Hey, man, I want to get off of that and let them know. Get more into you. His name is Wiley Price. Now, if you haven't
Wiley Price is the fifth?
Fourth.
The fourth.
Okay, well, the third is a legend in the city. His daddy has taken, how many pictures you think your daddy done took?
How many pictures has he taken?
Published for the St. Louis American. And probably a bunch of other stuff, but I know he got Obama. He done took a picture of Obama.
I don't even think that's a good question, bro, because I don't even, like, over a million? I don't know.
Okay, well, his daddy is Wiley Price III.
Yeah.
Legendary photographer from the St. Louis American. If you look at every St. Louis American, damn near every picture in there is him or Maurice Meredith. Shout out to him too. All the other photographers. But your daddy is a straight legend, dog. Yeah,
no,
we want to give
his daddy is
positive
a
shot.
legend.
Positive shot. Next time on your water, we'll have it.
sure.
You just imagine it.
It was the first like radio personality, and you should know this, radio man.
I'm asking you, brother.
You know what I'm saying? You should know this, radio man.
I'm just saying, man.
Because if it wasn't for my granddad, he wouldn't even be out here.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right on, granddad.
Are you gonna have a fifth, or is it a fifth?
I mean, maybe. No, it's not a fifth.
Not a fifth.
But his daughter a cold
right.
motherfucker,
Yeah,
bro.
man,
She
like,
sings.
just
and
relax,
plays,
Jamal.
man.
Just
She's
wow.
a cold mother. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, you gonna
Call
tell
my
him
daughter
relax?
anything but a child of God, all right?
Right.
We got a problem, sir.
If she's a cold
Child of God.
son of Wiley,
Yeah.
daughter of Wiley. Yeah.
So I got a question for you. Have you ever thought about like holding something once a month for the youth that don't know or that's trying to get into politics or really don't got a good understanding?
Yeah, it's funny you
about
say
it?
that. One of my contracts right now, I was working for a company that does a pre-apprenticeship program, and I got in this particular class, there's a bunch of young dudes that are in there, and they just. In one of the classes that I teach, it's a life skills class, and I went into politics pretty heavily and why they need to be kind of understanding that and have a great, kind of what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. And there's a group of about 7 of them that's like, dog, you need a podcast. You need to just do this right here, and you just need to break this down, you know what I'm saying? You just need a podcast. And I'm like, bruh, I'm not, and they like, bruh,
Yeah, because and I ain't stopping you, but the way you telling it, like, is the way it need to be heard because it's so it's easy, but it's not easy to understand.
Yeah,
because you got to really understand it.
Yeah, sure.
And the way you present it is giving the people a better understanding of understanding how it should be.
Right. No doubt. I definitely.
Yeah, because you taking a whole bunch of information, you filtering it through you, and you making it simple to understand and follow along. You know what I'm saying?
Word. Yeah. I mean, it's layers, right? It's depths to it. It's levels, as they say. And so, but I think we'll be more into politics if we understood how much we could control politics, like as a unit, as like a neighborhood, as like an area,
A people. Yeah.
and like once that click, it's a wrap. Like because like we love to feel like we run something anyway. We love to get up in somebody's face and say, "Right, I had your job."
Yeah.
We don't care if you work at McDonald's.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get you fired. You
Motherfucker
get what I'm
love calling
saying?
that
But like
manager,
in
calling
politics,
corporate.
you really do have that power.
Yeah.
In politics, you for real got that power. Like you not doing what you said you was gonna do. You not helping who you said you was gonna help. That's all right. We got somebody else coming behind you. Hey, bro, we getting behind you. We putting this bread behind you. Like we all voting for you
Got you.
on this next election.
Yeah.
And now we got this new dude who really from the soil. He really one of us, and we know he gonna go up there and do what's right and do what he said he's gonna do for us.
What up, Trust? Shout out Trust.
And as soon as
Give you a lot
as soon
of
as
love,
we get there with it, we'll be in a better place just in general. Because again, man, we most negatively affected by the law, so we should know the most about it. And we used to, like I said, the joke is, we used to be around old heads like, oh man, I'm gonna go steal that car. Hey, boy, that's 3 to 5.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like they used to know the law, like, and we just not on that at all. Cats be shocked when they looking at that Fed metric. And they like, what you mean? What does career mean? What does career mean? Like, yeah, you
gonna be in there
got
for a
Gutskis
long time.
coming, baby.
Yeah.
Everybody put you on that quarter horse. You gotta
You're
go for
kind
that
of
ride.
educated, man. What school you went
Like,
to, man? Tell
yeah.
these people what school you went to, man.
Hold on, bro. I gotta take this phone call.
Okay.
Nah, I'm joking.
What school you went to, man?
High school?
Yeah.
I went to several high schools. I know what you want me to say, but I'm not playing your game.
You really gonna do that?
I'm just saying, ours is still open.
Yeah, it's real talk. Because CRCP
And
is
that's
definitely.
and we know why
Cardinal
because
Ritter still-
that's because y'all been taking the money from
It's bro, it's
Beaumont
an
because y'all knew
institution,
how
bro.
good they was doing.
Cardinal
It's
Ritter
an
And
still
something
open.
is still open. Really? Okay.
It's an institution, bro.
Well, that's got history. You
What
can't
school,
close
what
something.
high school you want to say?
Carter Ritter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was one of the high schools that I went to. That one had the most
So
effect on me.
your 7 months there, y'all met.
Yeah. It don't matter, man. If you
I think-
long
I mean,
as
you
you
went
get in there.
from Normandy. Normandy been having something bad about them the last 7
I
years.
went there too. Shout out. I'm a Cardinal
every,
Ritter Viking,
Every
bro.
year something crazy been going on with
A Normandy Lion,
That,
however you wanna
that
put
would
it.
never happen at Beaumont.
You know why? Because it ain't there no more.
if we had to go through the stuff y'all went through, we wouldn't want it. You ain't never heard
What
of
did
that.
we go
Mr.
through,
Brown.
bruh?
Oh, Normandy?
What, Normandy? No,
No, we talking about Normandy stuff
okay.
they've been going.
Yeah.
What have they with everything?
I'm just talking about Cardinal Ritter. bro.
Okay,
I mean,
y'all
I
went
can't
through.
speak to that.
Yeah, because geez, y'all school should first 48 should have a thing in the basement with
I'm
this
just saying,
murders.
shout out
That's
to
Hey,
all
bro,
Normandy, too.
you don't have an opinion on any of this, Illini?
Shout out to Normandy. Yeah, you from the east side
You know
now.
what I mean?
First of all, I'm still Beaumont. I bleed blue. Cut me right now and see if a little.
Buddy got on an Anaheim hat right on. Right
And the
now.
reason why
you
I
a
got-
salamander, bro.
The reason why I got this hat
Like,
on.
You got to race train tracks over there on that
What's
east side.
going on, bro?
Hold on. First of all, Cardinal Ritter. Let's talk about Cardinal Ritter.
Let's
We
not.
not talking about it. Yeah, let's
yeah.
not.
Hey,
Ain't nothing
bruh.
to talk about it.
Hey, bro, I knock over all this shit.
I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about this prepaid. Hey, speaking of voting again and certain people, this why we gotta vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you just brought up voting. We got to bring it to the like I know this we just want your analytical like we on Sports Center. The presidential election, I'm really tired of all the back and forth on Instagram between them. Give us some realistic goods and bads about both. You ain't got to go too deep. One or two things about good or bad about both.
Ooh, can you touch on that or you can't?
Yeah, I mean, I can go.
Yeah. Analytical. You're not personal, just
Analytical.
analytical.
It's too late to give them the blur on your
He's more
face.
melodelic. You know what I'm saying? No, I mean, so
What up, Money Up Records?
So look, this. Let me say this simple and plain. If you one of these cats that's just, and because they out here, black and not even black, just anybody, anybody that's out here that's pro Trump and plans on voting for Trump, you need to understand. If you don't make more than $250,000 a year, why you wasting your time and your vote and your voice? Like these people at this level of the game, They're not thinking about you at all. You're not in a demographic of people that they working for, and they working to please, and they working to keep them in office. You feel what I'm saying? And like, if you don't understand that, you don't understand politics on the most basic level. Because you can't even run off a piece of legislation that like Trump championed and that Trump had passed, right? Because the only one piece of legislation that he really did pass didn't affect people that made less than $250,000 a year at all. It was a tax break. You feel what I'm saying? And we ain't feel that.
But I do hear people say
last
that
year. I didn't feel it this year.
When the top get them tax breaks, the money filters down. You hear me?
Nah, because man. Anyway, bruh, what was you saying?
I'm saying, but I do hear people say when the rich man get his tax breaks, he get generous and the money filters down, and you do feel a little different.
Let's unpack that.
Go ahead. That's what I'm hearing. That's why you.
All I was telling him is last year I felt Trump a little bit. This year was kind of different, but you know,
yeah.
Both
so
my
anyway,
talk.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it just the type of legislation that they go after usually doesn't affect. It's usually big business legislation. It's usually big money tax breaks legislation. It's usually, you know what I mean. It's things that don't affect us. They despise universal health care. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? How many people you know that got health care? Or better question, how many people you know don't have health care? You know what I'm saying? That's not a Republican value. That's a Democratic value. Like, look, I'm not a big Democrat fan. They got a lot of things that like I got an issue with. Right. Specifically, how they just.
That's why I said go one or two deep on both sides.
Yeah, Kamala. What's your point on Kamala? Because somebody said, he got to pick a side, Trump or Kamala. What would you say?
No,
about Kamala?
I'm definitely Kamala for sure. Like, let's not. No, I don't toe the line on who I'm going with.
Okay, that's
Kamala
cool.
all the way. You know what I'm saying? But like.
Sports Center, remember Sports
Center?
Yeah,
I just wanted to get some clarity on like the type of cats that's like with this Trump, and I see people on Facebook like, yeah, Trump, I'm voting for, and I'm just like, and then I go to their page and I'm like, yeah, my G, this is
he not here for your do rag wearing ass nigga.
Going to the ballot box,
do-rag.
like you know what I mean, like whatever. So it's just, I'm pro Kamala. Like I'm glad she got in the race because like. I was really one of them that was like, bruh, this is rough. Like, is somebody gonna die in office?
Yeah.
And so, like, I was just glad that she jumped in the race. It's cool to see that, you know, it's obviously a black woman in the office and in position to win. And it's funny to see Trump trying to play this weird race card, like he don't know what black is or what a dominant trait is or what a Punnett square is. Like, it's wild. But, like, I'm kind of mad at black people for not speaking up more about that. Like, hey, bruh, we'll decide who not black. It's not for you to ever publicly have an opinion about blackness.
Right,
like, chill out. So yeah, and like more black people should have spoke up against that and out on that. Like, yo, bro, like it ain't funny, it ain't a game, bro. Like, hey, we'll declare, hey, that's for the delegation.
Yeah,
that ain't for you at all.
But in defense of that, the white man did come up with what a black person was when they wrote that shit in the 1800s back then or whatever.
Yeah, but I mean, what do that mean, bro? Like we talking about science, nigga. You know what a Punnett square is?
I don't.
I expect more from you. Right? Like,
can you please remind me what a Punnett square
is? We're not doing this right now, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I'm saying, okay, but I'm saying, like with politics, go ahead.
Now, somebody said, do you think Trump's situation was a skit or not? I guess they talking about the shooting incident.
Yeah, that was something. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, it was something. It was weird, right?
Like, then he said he got shot in the ear with a 7.62 round. Like, then he had a Band-Aid over his ear for like 3 days, and his ear was magically
I think he was channeling
like,
Nelly.
Come on, bro.
See, that's that St. Louis shit. We always somewhere. He tried to be Nelly on that shit.
It is just crazy.
But give me something bad, like not bad about Kamala, but realistic to where it's like, all right, yeah, we need to watch out for this. Because I think she going to win. You know what I'm saying?
She probably is going to win.
But just something to be like, well, we need to get her to speak up more about whatever issue that you think. Just on some analytical shit, bro.
I mean, she's a prosecutor, so you got to watch out for that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a huge fan of that, I guess. But, I mean, got to have law.
Yeah, I'm saying, I ain't never heard a president say we easy on crime.
Like, yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, if we as a people knew more about law, I think we would be less negatively affected by it. So when, you know, I feel like it's two sides of that argument of a prosecutor. The other side to me is what's really gangster is not getting caught. like
that's why I respect Trump a little bit though, because he been
That's why you respect him?
Nah, I'm just saying.
After
I like
34
him.
counts of
That's
being
why I like him a
caught?
little bit. Besides the tax break
Except
that
for
we received,
how he's been caught hella times?
Yeah, and he still.
He got 34 counts.
I know,
F's,
but
bro.
to have the audacity to still run, that gotta give you some ball. I'm that's stupid, but like, who would still run with that?
How low you gonna keep the bar for the president, my G?
I don't know. I don't like him at all, but I just to have the balls to just be like, I know I'm facing all
But
this
you
stuff.
respect him because
I don't
ran?
respect. I like the attitude he got. Like
I like
Come
Trump,
on, man.
but
What
I'm
we
not sure I
talking
like him
about
as
I'm
a
not
here,
just
bro?
talking
politician.
about
That's
the tax break
crazy
that
rap.
Beaumont alumni
what?
received.
Yeah, that's some Beaumont
Yeah.
shit right
So,
there. Like,
hold on, Cardinal Ritter.
yeah. I
Hold on,
like
Cardinal
Trump because he still ran after he was prosecuted.
Yes.
Like,
You gotta give him that.
Like I
He don't
said,
care.
what do you mean you gotta
You
give
gotta
him
get
that?
to not care about nothing. He don't care about nothing.
You ain't never seen the arrogance of white men in power?
Yeah, all the time.
You respect that?
No, I hired him. That's when I did the tax break thing. Beaumont alumni.
I like Trump,
getting the
but I don't know if I like him
Cardinal
as a
Ritters.
politician. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
I don't like him as a politician.
Yeah.
At all.
I mean, he shouldn't be in American politics, bro. I mean, the problem with the MAGA movement is that it's anti-intelligent and that it's visceral and it's starting to get like aggressive and violent. And like really what it is it's white men and women who feel like minorities and black and brown people are starting to have just as many rights as they have. And somehow that's impeding on their rights. And that's the real root of the MAGA movement. And that's why I can't get down with no black person that's talking about voting for Trump. Because, I mean, there's hella statistics and information out here about who the people were that stormed the Capitol on January 6th. Mm-hmm. That is the definitely the epicenter. That's the core of the MAGA movement. And like we got a lot of information on them and a lot of information on what they posted and what they were saying. And these is people who feel like they being squoze on by black and brown culture now being able to put somebody on the internet and be like, yo, this person dropped the M-bomb on me and said these things and it costed me and it cost them their job. And it's like, what kind of America we living in?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that's the MAGA movement for real, when you take the mask off. And like that's why when black folks be like, with the Trump, I'd be like, man, you really don't get it. And
that's why we need you
not
here,
making the kind of bread
because
that
they all
really
learn.
justify. Like I got some homeboys where they like, yeah, I voted for Trump, and I'm like, actually, I get it, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
But saying a person like you can't, because the news gonna give it to us blurry. But we need people like you to be like, nah, that's not really what it is. This is what they really saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
So
for
you
sure.
take all, like I said, take that bunch of information, filter that shit.
And you know, also it's like, where is that crowd? Where is that demographic that like I can grasp onto and be like, yo, this is what's going on, and you know, local and state politics, specifically in Missouri, and then we can have, you know, fed national conversations. But like, I'm really concerned about the lack of voter turnout in the city of St. Louis. Like, it was at 30%, bro.
Damn.
30%.
What's the national average?
Are you talking about for the presidential?
Compared to
or
what?
You talking about?
I don't know, and I don't care. I just
I'm
know
saying,
30% on anything is
Are you talking about
failing.
from the recent? I'm saying the recent one, or
Yeah, like the last few. The
Oh, you
last
talking
few
about the
has
mayor?
been like 27. Yeah, the mayoral was like 28%, bro. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, we're not turning out. Like, the biggest turnout
we
was
complaining.
was for, and don't nobody know nothing. Like, you complaining and then you don't even know who to complain to. Like, I'm a state rep at the time, and people coming to me talking about, you know, they don't be taking my trash out, and you know and I'm like, you gonna feel disrespected when I tell you, like, yo, that ain't even what I do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't even know who to talk to about your trash because I don't deal in local business. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not what I do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to talk to your local alderman or whoever that may be, and then they got to talk to the refuge or whoever.
It's a chain of command.
You feel what I'm saying? And you ought to know that as a citizen, bro. That's your job. Like, I'm not. And so the other part is that we also don't really know where to go to voice our opinion and really know where to go. But like, they do have a board of alderman meeting down there every Friday.
Where at?
Where's that located?
City Hall,
What time?
10 a.m.
Can you tell that to them again?
Yeah, that's the one you can see on local TV.
Can you tell the people that again?
The
though?
one where the man was trying to get in and couldn't get in.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, if you want to run into your alderman, that's where they are. 10 a.m. That's the people's house. It's City Hall. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying go down to City Hall and act a fool,
No,
Like,
you might
want
not
some
wanna do
business
that.
Like, this is the thing also, man. We got to understand how to handle business, bro. Like, and then trip off what's been effective. Like, that old talk loud and get rah-rah, that only work in the mall at some big department store.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, that don't really work at Leclerc Gas. That don't really work at T-Mobile. That don't really work with your local alderman. You feel what I'm saying? Like, keep in mind that you're going down and asking somebody for help in any situation that you're probably going in politically.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind first. And like, for you to just jump off the top rope and be on some, well, I ain't seen you in my neighborhood, and it's just like, well, I ain't seen you at the monthly meeting either.
Yeah. That's like somebody making your food and you going off on them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, in defense of
It's the
all the
truth.
people, all the black elected officials and all the white elected officials, anybody that do this job, like, dealing with the general public is difficult, especially when they feel like you owe them something. So with that being said, if you really want to be effective in how you deal with anybody, really, but especially your elected officials, man, go down there with some legitimate paperwork, some legitimate conversation, schedule your time, like speak your piece, and if you don't see no affect by that, like start working on replacing them.
Got you. So who I need to talk to about getting rid of child support? Not the act of supporting the kid, but the building.
Oh.
I feel like you're trying to get rid of the act of supporting the kids.
No,
No,
baby
the
mama.
act is great. I love kids, but I
real.
don't like that building. They
I feel like it's the source, really. I feel like
We
the person's asking you the
try
question.
for full custody. Let y'all fight out.
No, I really.
No, that's the part. I
That's not
want to
my
get rid of
thing.
that
That's a
part.
state thing.
That's the
That is a
part.
state thing. I know Senator Carla May did something with that. I think she made it. I don't want to speak nothing crazy. But I know she did something in that world. I don't even want to say what I thought she did because
Okay.
she ain't do it. I don't want people to be like, oh.
Right.
But yeah, she was on that for a little while. And like, again, these are issues that if you go to the Capitol and you meet with your local state rep and your local senator, and you had these conversations and you put these things in front of them, and there's other national legislation for this. You can just type in legislation for this thing, and it'll bring up all the states that got it. And then you can present that to your local senator, state rep, and be like, look, man, there's some legislation on it. Like, maybe you can present this or you can file this. And then you can follow a bill, which is always fun, right? And follow the bill, see if it passed. If it passed, you be like, yo, man, I straight help pass a bill.
That's crazy, bro. Because you breaking it down and you pointing like it's simple, but they hide all them blurred shit to where it seems like it's impossible for us to make a change, touch a politician, talk to one.
Let me put it simply.
Go ahead.
That's because you the boss. You are the bosses of these people, these politicians, these senators, and these state reps, and these aldermen. You're the boss. So they gonna make it as difficult as possible for their boss to be able to reach them. You feel what I'm saying? And get on them about their job.
I got you.
Like, you feel what I'm saying?
So don't
like,
give my boss my real number.
Yeah,
Give, you know,
exactly.
A fax
Like,
number, and
you
then be
know
like,
what
oh,
I
I
mean?
didn't know that was the fax. And then,
Like,
yeah, I got you.
So, you know, that's just what it is. That's the nature of any job, right? I mean, it's one of the only jobs that you go to, your boss gives you the job, and then it's like, all right, see you, do a good job. And then they come back in 4 years and check on you.
Yeah, that is crazy when you put it like that.
That's what it is, though.
Yeah.
Like, you feel what I'm saying? People not tapping in with they local elected, like, hey, man, you know, hey, how you looking on this bill right now? Hey, what's the difficulty here? Why is that not passing? Okay, well, all right, cool. We got this passed. Oh, you killed this? Oh, that's cool. All right, on. We not doing none of that. But, I mean, that's the democracy. Democracy is I voted for you, so I don't have to worry about none of this. That's why I voted for you, so you to worry about it. But the problem with that is we ain't even making sure we align with the people that we voting for.
I think we need to have a meeting with just the people without the aldermen and none of them, and then us come together, which is going to be hard, to say what we all disagree on, and then get somebody to type it up, then go there on that Friday at 10 a.m., and then tell them what we have a problem with.
We having a meeting at Goody Goody next week.
Now, we'll have it at 2.0 in 2 weeks, but that's what we need to do. We all need to.
I don't know.
We
Somewhere.
all need to have a
2.0.
meeting
We're
as
moving to
people
2.0.
see
Yeah.
what we're disagreeing with.
5 summers ago. But you want to go over there and make
That
s'mores?
damn-
Like,
damn-
you know what I'm saying?
I think the wild's still on the ground somewhere.
Yeah.
Next to the
There
Vegas.
might be a fork
Next to
left
Old
over there.
Vegas.
So yeah.
Yeah, but tell them where they can find you at. Tell them where they can follow you at. And that's the one we had asked. Yeah, tell them where they can follow you at, find you at, and let them know some more
I'm
things.
pretty off the grid, actually. I'm not even, like, I'm not.
Not no more. This Wiley Price
Yeah.
15th. I forgot which number he is. but
What's your
Jerry-
cash at, Wiley Price? We always tell people to just
Wiley Price.
Wiley Price.
Yeah.
Today's number is $23. Send them $23. Wiley Price, $ Wiley Price.
$23.
Send them $23. And if y'all got any information, DM him. Don't DM nothing crazy. You know, if it's dealing with something that
Yeah,
you got
please
serious
don't.
concerns over.
He did just
Play
drop a
with me.
lot of gems. He
Yes,
just put a
and
lot
we
of
really
information out there.
appreciative for having you here. We don't want to eat up too much of your time.
Right, I
We
appreciate
are,
y'all.
if you are hungry, we are going to 2.0 afterwards to get a free meal on me. If y'all want to go 2.0, y'all meal not free, but y'all can come there.
Tell
and
them
chill.
2.0 that's located on Lindbergh, Highway 67. If you don't know how to spell Lindbergh, it's right there. What light is that, dog?
Yeah, 462 F.I. Patterson, 462 North Highway 67.
Yeah.
Jamal, you got anything?
Nah, man, I kind of know this dude, so I just appreciate him. I had to pull him out the house, man, because he don't like coming outside too much. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate him coming through, dropping some information, because he'll talk like this, sit next to you, and I'll be like, man, this is some dope information for people to know. And I appreciate you coming, bro.
Right on. Well, let's do it again, man. Towards like November when the vote is coming, the big vote. You know,
We definitely will. We're going to have Fiji
abortion is
water.
gonna be on there.
Yeah.
Oh, Fiji. You know, turns out, man, Fiji's not.
Oh, my God. We'll have spring water. Just name it.
Ice Mountain.
We'll have Ice Mountain water.
Avion's good.
And we don't do that. I know how Cardinal Ritter do, so we're going to get the one with the nipple on there.
Nipples is good.
Nipples is good.
Man, get
But thank you. We thank you so much, really, bro. I mean, you did drop a lot of knowledge for us. And, like, it's a lot of stuff we didn't know. A lot of stuff we thought we knew that we didn't. And especially that voting every 2 years, like, how important it is. And we'd love to have you back.
Oh, yeah, that's
whatever you want to say to end it off, we just thank you.
Yeah, man. Just all of this. Look, man. In our culture, we love to say we grown, but this is one of the things that make us grown. You know, paying your bills, yeah. Taking care of your family, yeah. Voting, yeah. Absolutely. Like
And
this,
Tiff, we hope you get better. We know she wasn't here today because she was feeling under the weather, even though she ain't had no 6 days.
Yeah.
But we still gonna let her have one, and we hope you get better. See you next week.
We love you, Tiff. Thank y'all so much. Make sure, $. Tell them one more time.
Wiley Price, man.
Yeah, I know they don't want no money or nothing, but we still try to get y'all to send them
Nah,
something.
yeah, because he got to report
So
that
send them,
shit.
so send them
Damn,
$23.
you trying to set
If we
them
can
up.
get 9
That's
people
how
to
that-
send them $23.
that's how that Seeing in for a scam, damn dog. Fuck.
Tuesday night is going down. Tune into the best around. Voices ringing through the town. Women's thoughts and men's sound. Every week we gather here. 6 p.m. our voices clear. For a host so sharp and lead the way. Light your night and make your day. WIMP Podcast, listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right. So right. With a man's perspective looking so bright. So bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night. The night. Listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right. So right. With a man's perspective looking so bright. So bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night. The night. City's finest on the air. Stories, laughter everywhere. Listen up, baby, you better pick a side. Come on, join us and take this ride. WIMP Podcast, listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right. So right. With a man's perspective looking so bright. So bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night. The night. Listen up tonight. Women's intuition feels so right. So right. With a man's perspective looking so bright. So bright. Listen close and listen up and enjoy the night.